Okay, so let's talk about budget processes. The most common budget processes relied on Excel spreadsheets. We had that customer that had around 50 different countries around the world to manage budget for. What they were actually doing, they created a template in Excel. That template had about 10 different sheets at the Excel, and that Excel spreadsheet was sent across the world for about 50 or 60 different entities. Each one of those entities had to put a forecasted number into those Excel spreadsheets. That meant that basically we were starting our process with around 600 different sheets of data. The way that organization was built was that on top of each one of the country there are a regional manager, and on top of that regional manager there is another manager. So there were about 3 or 4 different management levels. So the data was not only needed to be consolidated on a worldwide level, it was also needed to be consolidated at each one of the different levels of the organization. If you multiply those 600 different spreadsheets and you assume that you have at least 4 different levels of organization, we had budget information, we had actual information, we had to have the local currency versus the US dollars. If you multiply all the various data that was moving on that process together, you get around 200,000 Excel spreadsheets moving across the organization. It was unacceptable. It means that each time the organization needs to create any type of forecast, any type of budgeting process, it will take him like at least a few weeks, probably around 2 months, just to spread the initial information and to get back the feedback from the field. We are now living at an arena where you can have your Skype call with the other side, a video chat with the other side of the moon sometimes, with no problem. Why do we need to wait into a forecasting period for 2 months? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't apply with any real business forecast process. What we've done in this case, we basically created a web application. We created a web application with just a few forms, very intuitive forms, the same way like you can get into the internet and fill in your purchases at the internet. And each one can understand that. No one needs to send information via email. No one needs to manage consolidation of hundreds of thousands of Excel reports. Everything comes straightforward. We can make planning processes from a few months to become a weekly processes. We can make forecasting to be a part of the organizational life. We can make it be easy for the organization to manage.